another product review, and today I have a flashlight from Amutorch, a name which you may not have heard of or see much of, but it is available from the folks at Banggood. The box here is rather large, and this is not a part of their emblem on the top of the box. This is where they had a label, so I peeled it off. And anyway, so this is the Amutorch, and although the box says absolutely nothing about what's inside, this is the JM X8 Flashlight. So, pull this open and you do have some stuff inside, of course. Here is the user manual, and the problem here is that it is all in Chinese. So you're not going to find out too much from this manual, as you can see, unless of course you happen to read Chinese. I do not. So I do have a cheat sheet with the information basically that is in the manual. So I'll get to that. We have some foam padding in the box. And there's also some accessories. Here you have a basic lanyard, although it is adjustable, so that's not too bad. And here you have some accessories, which are pretty unique, actually. Here they give you a spare lens, if you can see that in the package. Spare lens and a spare O-ring, so that's the O-ring that's sitting on top of the lens. It doesn't, they're not affixed together, as you can imagine. They are separate, so that's the lens right there. And then in this little packet, you have a spare switch cover and a spare switch. So that's rather interesting. See, here's this side of it. There's the clicky part of it. So the flashlight has a clicky switch on the end, and this is the spare clicky switch in total with the cap. So I don't think they're thinking that the switch will break, but if it does, there is a spare. And here is the flashlight. It's not terribly small, but not awfully big. It's a little more than about 5 and some inches long, so it's not out of the question to carry. However, of course, they've given you the lanyard. It is obviously too thick for a pocket clip or anything like that, and it does not come with a holster. But here's the name up here, JM X8, and it uses, the reason for its thickness is because it uses a 26650 battery. So that gives it long run time. Alright, so let's get to the particulars as I have printed them up here. It is the Amutorch JM X8. The LED is an XM-L2 U4. It's 1200 lumens on its top output, and it has 5 modes. And light temperature, there you have that there. It's aluminum alloy. Your modes are strobe, moon, low, medium, and high. And even though moon is 100, this is a little bit odd because moon is 100 lumens, and you certainly don't find that on your standard flashlight. That would normally be low or medium on some lights. But strobe is 1200 lumens, and then the moonlight is 100, low is 300, medium is 600, and high is 1200. So you'd think they might call that turbo, but they don't. And they might, but anyway, so it's moon, low, medium, and high. And there are your run times, about 150 hours on the moonlight mode, and 2 hours and 35 minutes for the high mode, which is pretty good. So it has your 26650 battery. It is not included. The switch is clicky. There's your beam intensity. It is impact resistant to 1 meter. It is also waterproof to IPX-8, so it can be submerged. And it has a high transmittance super white tempered lens. So here's your LED way down in there, and it is very deep. It is a very deep reflector, which does give it the which does give it the range of lumen. You know, it gives it its throw, is what I'm trying to say. And the range is 346 meters, so it does get out there. And it is a smooth reflector, which of course aids in the throw. And can't really see the LED. It's pretty deep down inside there, but the ring here will come off. I'm not going to undo it at the moment. It's not going to really prove a heck of a lot if I do, but you can take off the head here, and it does have an O-ring here within the threads, and the threads are greased to some degree, and of course you just have your spring up there inside the head. So there's a fair amount of travel there on those threads, which does give it its ability to be submerged. And these are, as I say, these are pretty nicely greased too. So knurling here is rather good. It's quite active, if you will, and aids in the grip. Here's the clicky switch at the bottom, and to undo the light and put the battery in, you actually have to take the whole part off, just like I did a moment ago there. This bottom portion does not come off. The only access to the battery is by undoing the whole section, as I just had it a second ago. So here is the battery right here. I just put 26650. I have several 26650s. I just happen to use this particular one from an Immolent flashlight in here at the moment. But any 26650, and this is almost a flat top, if you will, and it works fine. So any type of 26650 will work in the light. It's a very easy to operate flashlight. So of course the bottom switch here, the tail switch, is the only way of operating it, and as you can see, of course, it tail stands beautifully. So the way to operate it is just to click the switch, and it almost takes a second. There's sort of like a second count, a second pause after you click the switch and before the light comes on. So there's that right there. And as you go through the modes, all you do is lightly press the switch. So extremely easy to operate. And just lightly press the switch, change the modes, as you can see, and there you go, and that's it. And then turn it off, and it does have mode memory, so it will always come back on where you left it. And as it says down here in the notes, there is a low voltage battery warning where it just kind of blinks, you know, as the battery's getting low. And as you can see here, it has mode memory, and just talks about the aluminum alloy there in its body. So let's turn this light off here, and let's light off here. And right now we are, I believe we are on the lowest mode, which is pretty bright because it is 100 lumens. And of course they call that moonlight for some unknown reason. Sorry about the camera swing there. So right now we are in the lowest mode. I click it once, and now we're in low, and now we're in medium. Oh, sorry, that was high. Okay, this is the lowest mode, so a little bit lower than it was a second ago. This is the lowest. This is what they call moonlight. So this is moonlight, and here's low, and here's medium, and here's high. And if you can see the wall in front of me here, it's very, very bright at you know, at around 1,000 to 1,200 lumens on this highest mode. So it is pretty darn bright, and as you can see, the beam is very focused. It does have a distinctive spot in the center, and there's also some rings around the edge here, if you can make those out. There are a couple of rings, but using it outside, you're not going to be bothered by those too much, but there are some distinctive rings around the perimeter of the beam. And now we're back down to the lowest mode once again. The way you get to strobe is to give it 3 fast presses. and then if I just click it once, I go back to the mode I was in before. And strobe is the only flashing mode. 1, 2, 3. So you just kind of do it fast, and that's your strobe. Now if I turn the light off, it won't do anything. You cannot activate strobe unless you turn the light on, because it's not a tactical light and there is no momentary on. So once it's off, you can't do anything with the switch. Now I want to show you some outdoor pictures on this. A little different from what I normally do, because this review, or this light, is not reviewed on my website at this particular time. I do not have a written review of it, so I'm going to show you the outdoor pictures so you can have an idea of what it looks like outside. Not to worry, these pictures will be expanded once I show them to you. Alright, I'm going to start with the lowest mode, and this is moonlight right here at about 60 feet. And this is low. And this is medium. And this is high. Here's another picture of moonlight at relatively close range, about 12 to 15 feet. This is moonlight, and here it is at high. And now here's another shot of high, going to a tree at a pretty good distance. Here's another shot of high mode. And here's another shot of high mode. So there are your outdoor shots of the Amutorch. Overall, this is not a bad flashlight, and if you need a 26650 light, which does have a good beam distance, I think this would be a pretty good choice as far as that's concerned. It doesn't have a lot of fancy features, but it will certainly get the job done when need be. And it was furnished by the folks at Banggood. So if you'd like to pick one of these up, they are available from Banggood. The link is below in the description, and you can click on that and take a look at it on their site for a good price. And that's the Amutorch. I think it's a pretty favorable light for what it does. Check it out on Banggood and see if you like the look of it there. It's the Amutorch JM X8. Thanks for watching the video. Any comments, please let me know, and we'll see you next time for more flashlights, batteries, and chargers at lightsandgear.com. You have yourself a good one. Thank you for watching. Take care.